Hi, the internet. Welcome to the What Else Show. I'm your host, Robert. This is Bethany.
Hi, internet.
And today we've got a brand new What Else Show for you. Bethany, what else are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the first episode of Punky Brewster.
The first episode of Punky Brewster released September 16th, 1984.
Yes.
And it ran till March 9th, 1986.
Yes.
88 episodes, 4 seasons worth.
Yes.
And we watched the first one.
Yes.
The first episode is a to be continued. It was 3 parts. We watched the first part of those 3 parts, so not a lot happened in the first episode.
Not a lot happened.
If they would have given us a Punky Brewster movie that was an hour and a half long, we would have been forced to watch it. But this is one episode.
One episode.
It's a to be continued.
Yes. So the show originally aired on NBC, and you can watch it on Peacock.
Yeah, you can watch it on the Peacock app for free.
So,
I don't really know how the Peacock app works. Some of the stuff you pay for, some of the stuff is free. I think this one had one commercial in the middle, one like minute-long commercial.
Yes.
I think.
So not a ton of commercials, but it was fine.
What are your memories of Punky Brewster? 1984 to 1986.
1984. So
That seems like a weird amount of time. They had 4 seasons in 2 years?
Yeah. But the seasons, I guess, worked different. I was reading about like the history of Punky Brewster on NBC, and so the way that the seasons worked were kind of weird. They did some new things with show layout and format, specifically because it was competing with football on Sunday nights. So They did some weird stuff. Yeah, it was
Punky Brewster against football.
It was really interesting. They did some groundbreaking things to still retain their viewership. My memories of Punky Brewster, I remember watching the originals. I think it was on Sunday nights. I'd go to my friend's house and we'd watch together, and I really enjoyed the show. I could really relate to Punky Brewster.
Right, because you were all punk rock also.
No.
You didn't wear the same shoes. You are a precocious child. You lived with an old man.
I was I think I was pretty precocious, but I also felt like I had to take care of myself, so I could really relate to her having to kind of fend for herself.
Oh, I get it.
As a kid.
We're talking to YouTube and not your therapist, right? So you know that? You know that they're not your therapist out there?
You asked me my memories.
Look at that. Do they look like your therapist?
You asked me my memories of the show.
Do they look like them?
So those are my memories of the show, and I remember watching all the way up until I think almost the last episode. I watched it, I very faithfully watched it. It was a fun show.
What happens in the last episode? She gets married and...
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch the last episode.
Oh, yeah. Close to the last episode.
Yeah, close to the last episode.
My memories are fleeting about the show. I remember Punky Brewster. I remember she didn't wear the same shoes. I remember Brandon the dog. I remember Cherry, her friend, but I thought her name was Cherry Valance, but I think that's from The Outsiders.
Yeah, Cherry Johnson is her
Cherry
name.
Johnson.
Yeah, Cherry Johnson.
I remember Henry. I didn't remember that Henry was a photographer. I thought he was just like a. I didn't remember what he did. I didn't even remember he was like the building manager.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So my memory, the only episode I actually remember is when one of them gets stuck in a refrigerator.
That was Cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cherry gets stuck in the fridge, and yes, it was like a very special, episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I definitely remember that episode. I remember so many episodes of the show. There's episodes where they have to get their first bras. There's episodes where Cherry gets stuck in the freezer. There's like a scary kind of Halloween-ish episode. I remember Alan, the little boy Alan, and he was so annoying. He was like my least favorite character on the show.
Not in this first episode.
No.
In this first episode, there's only 5 characters that we ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Henry, Punky, Cherry, Cherry's grandma, and an old lady that really wants Henry bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Wants to get into those Henry pants.
She's got a crush on Henry. So yeah, so let's walk through.
You want to walk through the first episode?
Let's walk through the first episode.
Not a lot happens in the first episode.
Not a lot happens.
It's a 30-minute episode, or 22, 24 minutes. It's 20-something minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's kind of short.
It's short.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we get the intro with the intro song. I don't like the intro song.
No, the intro song is not good. But you know, it's 1984.
They kind of play the intro song throughout the show, and then they like slow it down to be the sad Punky Brewster music.
Yeah.
But it's not good. In the intro, we see Punky Brewster helping people with their groceries, and it not going well for her.
Yeah.
And we see Punky Brewster and Henry Voldemort. What is his name?
Voldemort.
We see Henry Voldemort like crossing paths on the street and not noticing each other.
Henry Warnemont.
It's a tough name.
It is a tough name.
Nobody's ever had that name before this or since this. Yeah. So the show starts and we see Punky Brewster sneaking into an empty apartment that has a chair and a lamp. That's all that's in it.
Yeah, it's a vacant apartment. And the show takes place in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's a city, you know, it's very much like a city setting. There's sirens and there's lots of city sounds throughout the show.
We see Cherry Johnson knocks on the door.
Good job.
I guess they had met before. They don't really go into it, how long they've known each other. But she knocks on the door and Punky lets her in and they talk, and Cherry's like, oh, I'm jealous of you because you live by yourself. You're like the youngest adult, stuff like that. Right? Cherry leaves and Henry sees that she's leaving the apartment and suspects that somebody is staying in that apartment. Squatters, right?
Yeah, she's definitely squatting.
He opens the door and him and Punky have a conversation about what she's doing there. That's about it. He says, okay, do you want something to eat? And then it leaves off, well, you can come into my apartment if you want something to eat or not. She reluctantly goes into his apartment, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to trust anybody.
Yeah.
And his apartment is a goddamn mess. It is just
It is a
filthy.
mess. It's a mess.
And he feeds them both TV dinners. Henry's going to call the police so that they can figure out what to do with Punky. But she falls asleep on his couch. Where does Punky explain to him what happened to her mother? Was that before she fell asleep on the couch?
Yeah, it was right before.
So Punky explains to Henry that her dad left her and her mother pulled into a shopping center parking lot, went inside, and never came back.
Yeah, never came back. Abandoned her, basically. Yeah.
We don't get anything about timelines or anything, so we don't know. She could have been abandoned for a day.
No, she said a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it's only been a couple weeks. Yeah.
She's awfully clean for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. So she says, all this kind of happened like a couple of weeks ago. So it hasn't been very long. And so she stays the night at Henry's apartment, and he is bound and determined to find her mother. And so he's got like a friend on the police force. And so he kind of starts the search for her mom.
While he's did we mention that Henry's a photographer?
Yes, we did. Yes.
So Henry's a photographer. While he's at his photography studio, he's taking pictures of this old lady. This old lady really starts flirting with him.
Yes, big flirt.
Yeah, wants him bad.
Oh, Henry, you're an absolute hunk.
Henry does not want her.
He's not interested.
Cherry and her grandmother and Punky show up.
Yes.
They're dressed all like little girl dressed up stupid, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they like the kids were playing dress up, and so Cherry's grandmother wants to like have some fun and take some pictures with them.
Yeah. Henry doesn't want to do it because he's an old man and doesn't like their fucking around, you know?
Yeah.
But he
hates fun.
he reluctantly takes everybody's picture, and then he gets some pictures, and he's not having any fun with it.
Yeah.
In the next scene, we see Punky Brewster is cleaning up Henry's house, right?
Yep.
And it's just a scene of her doing a really bad job of cleaning up Henry's house.
Yeah, but she's trying.
Okay.
She's trying. She's a little kid.
Yeah, she sucks at cleaning.
Yeah, but she's trying.
And it's played for comedy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the dog is cleaning too. And dog sucks at cleaning too. Henry gets home and he's pretty upset that his house is clean. And like she threw everything in the closet, and that's a gag that all the stuff falls out of the closet.
Yeah.
He tells Punky he's going to take her to like family services.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're either going to find her parents or put her in a foster care, right? And then she doesn't like that, so she runs away, and then Henry runs after her. And then Henry's been out in the rain looking for her, and he comes back, and Punky's already back at his house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She decides to stay the night there because they're going to go to family services in the morning.
Yes.
And that's where it ends.
Yeah, that's
the whole first episode.
That's the whole first episode.
Yeah, nothing really happens.
They do introduce us to like that core set of characters: Cherry, her grandma, and Henry, and of course there's the dog.
They kind of set up that Cherry's grandmother is like a nurse or something. She's wearing like nurse clothes.
Yeah, she's a nurse.
And they set up that Henry is both a photographer. He has his own photography studio, and he's the manager of the apartment.
Yes.
Which is weird.
He's the building manager. Yeah.
Yeah. Like 2 jobs, Henry? You're an old man. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, that was the first episode.
Yeah, we don't get into the other friends, like the other friends.
Margot and Alan.
We don't get into the cartoon friend, Glomer. You remember the cartoon friend, Glomer?
Show.
Yeah, I know.
Different show.
I just remember the name Glomer.
Yeah, Glomer was his name.
And I might be wrong about it. I don't know.
No, you're right. Glomer was his name. I used to watch the cartoon. The cartoon was called It's Punky Brewster.
Oh, is it? Was it?
Yeah. I do remember that as the show kind of progressed, I remember like Henry's character became a little bit more fleshed out.
Right.
I ended up really liking Henry's character.
Not just such a curmudgeon.
Yeah, because it really plays up to like, a stereotypical older man who like hates everything, and they really played up to that stereotype.
Yeah.
But it becomes a little bit more sophisticated as the show goes on.
This show is very generous with the laugh track.
Oh,
very generous.
Constantly.
What did you think about the first episode?
I thought there were some funny moments. Some of the humor held up. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was fun. It held my attention. I didn't find myself like, ugh, is this over yet? I thought it was fun.
I didn't like it that much. I thought all the acting in it was really stiff, especially Henry, especially Punky. But the only one that had any charisma was Cherry's grandmother.
Yeah, she was great.
But she's also kind of like a weird stereotype, like a jive talking black woman, So that's not great. I mean, she is the only one with any like charisma,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I felt about it. Should we rate it?
Yeah, let's rate it.
All right.
Yeah. No, do we want numbers?
Of course we want numbers.
Okay, so let's rate it.
Okay, let's rate it. You rate it first.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute. It was very nostalgic. And it was really fun.
Are you going to watch more episodes?
I don't know. I might.
It's on Peacock?
Yeah, it's on Peacock, so it's easy to get to. So, yeah.
I'm going to give...
Sorry.
I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 because the laugh track is too generous. It's sweeten it up too much. There's really nothing in it for me. I didn't think it was that funny. It might not be fair because they didn't get through the arc. We didn't watch the arc of the 3 episodes because this is first episode.
First episode, yeah.
Yeah, so Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. There's nothing in it for me. The acting's real stiff too, especially Henry, especially Punky.
You mentioned that. Yeah.
Especially them.
I don't know, Robert, was the acting stiff at all?
Henry's real stiff, and then Punky is like a little kid trying to act. That's just what it is. That's why it gets a 2.
Okay. Well, okay.
I mean,
There we go.
I wasn't offended, so it doesn't get a 1, but like, there's nothing in it for me.
All right.
I don't recommend it. I'm not going to watch any more episodes. Unless
Okay.
Bethany puts it on, then I'm going to be forced to.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that's it. I mean, that's all she wrote.
You want to take us out?
No.
Of course you don't. No. Thanks for watching, Internet. You can follow the show on Twitter at What Else Show, or also on Instagram at The What Else Show. Please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. And did you watch Punky Brewster? Have you ever even heard of Punky Brewster? You know where that 2 mismatched shoes thing started? It's Punky Brewster. Mm-hmm. Say something in the comments about it.
Yeah.
Right?
We want to know.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.
Cherry Val. Oh, God damn it.
We're talking about the first episode.
Right.
We're walking through it. And you were about to say, Richie, you were about to say Cherry Valance.
That's your advice? I lost where I was. We're talking about the first episode of Punky Brewster. Come on, bro.